The airplane cabin hummed with quiet tension as passengers settled into their seats. Flight attendant Sarah Martinez adjusted her Navy uniform, her hands trembling slightly as she checked her watch. 7:42 p.m. The overhead lights cast harsh shadows across her tired face, highlighting distress lines that had deepened over the past months. She moved through the narrow aisle, her practiced smile masking the turmoil beneath. Sarah had been working double shifts for 3 months, ever since her divorce left her struggling to make ends meet. At 34, she felt like she was drowning in responsibilities, raising her 8-year-old daughter Emma alone while maintaining her professional composure at 30,000 feet. Her small apartment felt emptier each night, filled only with unpaid bills and Emma's quiet questions about why Daddy didn't visit anymore. "Excuse me, miss?" A gentle voice interrupted her thoughts. Sarah turned to see a man in his late 30s, his dark hair slightly disheveled and worry creasing his brow. He wore a simple gray sweater that had seen better days, and his eyes held a desperation she recognized all too well. "I'm Marcus Chin. I need help with something urgent." Marcus explained that his 5-year-old niece Lily was flying alone to see her grandmother, but a family emergency had changed everything. His sister had been hospitalized, and he needed someone trustworthy to pick up Lily at the destination. His voice cracked as he spoke about being the only family member available, but his work schedule made it impossible to travel. Sarah felt her heart tighten. She saw herself in this stranger's desperation, the weight of caring for a child alone, the impossible choices between duty and love. Despite her own overwhelming circumstances, something deep inside her responded to his plea. "I finish my shift in 2 hours," she heard herself saying. "I can help." The next morning, Sarah found herself at the arrival gate, holding a small sign with Lily's name. When the little girl emerged, a tiny figure with pigtails and a stuffed elephant clutched tightly, Sarah's heart melted. But behind Lily walked an elegantly dressed woman in her 50s, her designer heels clicking authoritatively on the terminal floor. "I'm Victoria Chin," the woman announced coldly, her perfectly manicured hand resting on Lily's shoulder. "Marcus's stepmother. I've come to collect the child." Her tone suggested this was more obligation than affection, her diamond bracelet catching the fluorescent lights as she gestured dismissively at Sarah. The conversation that followed revealed layers of family pain. Victoria had always seen Marcus as beneath her social status, treating him with cool indifference since marrying his wealthy father. She viewed Lily's visit as an inconvenience, something to be managed efficiently rather than embraced with love. Suddenly, Lily began crying, not the typical tears of a tired child, but the deep sobs of someone truly frightened. She clung to Sarah's uniform, refusing to go with Victoria. "She's mean to Uncle Marcus," Lily whispered through her tears. "She makes him sad?" Sarah knelt down, her training in crisis management kicking in, but her heart leading the way. She spoke softly to Lily while texting Marcus, discovering that Victoria had arrived uninvited, likely motivated by control rather than care. Within minutes, Sarah had arranged for airport security to verify the custody situation and contacted Marcus directly. In the days following, Marcus called to thank Sarah repeatedly. His voice carried a warmth she hadn't heard in months, and their conversations gradually extended beyond Lily's well-being to their own stories of struggle and resilience. He spoke about working 2 jobs to support his sister's family, about feeling invisible in his stepmother's wealthy world. The following weekend, Marcus invited Sarah and Emma to a small park where he was taking Lily. Sarah hesitated. Single mothers learn to be cautious about new relationships, but something about Marcus's gentle sincerity convinced her to accept. The afternoon unfolded like a warm embrace, with both children playing while the adults discovered unexpected common ground. Over the following months, their friendship deepened into something more profound. Marcus would pick up Emma from school when Sarah worked late flights, never asking for anything in return. Sarah helped him navigate legal documents when his sister's medical bills mounted. They created small traditions: Sunday morning pancakes, evening walks, bedtime stories for both children together. Their relationship grew organically, built on shared responsibilities and genuine care rather than romantic gestures. They discovered they both loved old movies, that they shared similar dreams of financial stability and simple happiness. Marcus never made Sarah feel like a burden, and she never made him feel inadequate despite his modest means. One evening, as they sat on Sarah's small balcony while the children slept inside, Marcus took her hand. "I never expected to find someone who understood," he said quietly. "You saved Lily that day, but you saved me too." Sarah felt tears welling up, not from sadness, but from the overwhelming relief of being truly seen and valued. A year later, Sarah stood in the same airport terminal, but everything had changed. She wore a simple white dress, Marcus beside her in his best suit, both children as their witnesses. Victoria had eventually softened, particularly after seeing how Marcus's happiness had positively affected the entire family dynamic. The small ceremony was perfect in its simplicity. As they walked through the terminal hand in hand, Sarah reflected on how one moment of compassion had transformed everything. Sometimes the greatest journeys don't require a destination, just the courage to help a stranger, and the wisdom to recognize that love often arrives disguised as duty.